So, I don't know if you've ever watched anything with Mark Romanek. Mark Romanek's the guy who developed the precision trolling, and he did the first one to put out the precision trolling book. And one of the things he found when they first started studying, lure depths and trying to come up with depth charts was the effect of a crankbait or a diving lure. Speed doesn't have a lot of effect on it. This chart shows on the left side, this reef runner at 75 feet back would, at 2 miles an hour, would go 21 feet. If it was going 1.5 miles, it'd still go 21 feet. If it was going 3 miles an hour, it'd still go 21 feet with the same setback. Speed doesn't affect that dive curve at all on those, because speed is very critical with anything that's using weight to pull it down. Lead core is very, very speed sensitive too. So, like this particular slide here, at 2 miles an hour with this rig set 75 feet back, I'm going to use the same basic setup for most of these slides coming up. 75 feet back with a 3-ounce inline weight, using 30-pound test braid. The one on the left, at 2 miles an hour, that rig's going down 24 feet. Slow that down 1/2 mile an hour, that's the same rig is going 34 feet. So 1/2 mile an hour is creating 10 feet of difference in your rig. The beauty of what I'm talking about is you can use that all to your advantage when you're trying to find fish, locate fish, change depths, what have you. You can do things really rapidly. Another thing is, a lot of people think that you can just keep letting more line out, and that lure is just going to keep getting deeper and deeper. There's kind of diminishing returns. After a while, the lure will only go down so far. What you're really trying to shoot for is you want your line going down basically like about a 45-degree angle is what you're shooting for. So if you're having to set back more than maybe like 200 feet, you really probably need to be changing something in your rig, whether you need to add weight to it, slow down, something. This curve showing 3 different, that same rig I was talking about, but with a 1-ounce weight, a 3-ounce weight, and a 5-ounce weight. As you can see, the farther you get to the right, the line's just getting flatter and flatter. This is what it looks like on a boat. This is what your line's truly doing behind the boat. This example shows the line set back 346 feet to get 60 feet down. You can see the glass from like 150 to 400, it's flat. It's hardly going down at all. It's not gaining anything. You'd be better off just kind of shorten the whole rig up, run something like this. If you really needed to hit 60 feet, add a different weight on. With that, with this rig that I'm talking about, I typically run anything 15 feet down and above. I'll run a 1-ounce weight. From 15 feet down to 40 feet, I'll run a 3-ounce weight. And from anything below 40 feet, I run a 5. Let's talk about this. This is a scenario, kind of what we're talking about, this speed here. This is that same 30-pound braid main line, 3-ounce inline weight, 5-foot leader, going 1.5 miles an hour. You always want to stagger your leads back, trying to find out what's working. And this particular instance, we're setting back 58 feet on one side and 108 on the other side. The outside boards on the left side of the boat down to about 40 feet. The right side of the boat's down about 30 feet on the 58-foot back. So say you're out there and you see these fish, the fish under the boat, they're about, right around the 24-foot line. But we got over half of our spread that's below the fish right now. So with this rig, instead of pulling all these lines and shortening up all the leads and raising them up, all you gotta really do is just speed up a little bit. If we go from 1.5 miles an hour to 2 miles an hour, don't change anything, just change the speed a little bit. Now we've taken that rig, all of our rigs, we've moved a good third of our gear has come up now into the strike zone of the fish. You get bit now, you know, you start getting hits, pay attention to which rods are getting hit, if maybe the inside rods, kind of get a read on it, see things are happening, and then maybe reset your gear and then slow your boat back down. But it's quick, instead of, it could take, to switch out everything on the boat, you might be looking at 15, 20 minutes to switch all that gear out. Same thing. Okay, we got this scenario here, we got fish are right down on the bottom. Fish are down around 50 feet. This might be like September, late August. We got our gear, and the deepest gear we have is 35 feet on this. It's 1.5 miles an hour, same 80 foot back on one side of the boat, 58 on the other, same thing as before. So if we want to get to those fish, you know, instead of, there again, resetting all this gear, just slow down a little bit. Slow down to 1 mile an hour instead of 1.5. Now you're looking at, you got your gear right there, right in the strike zone. And 1 mile an hour is tough to run. You know, you gotta have your boards, gotta be working good. Good thing, you know, if it's rough, you're gonna have trouble running 1 mile an hour. But if you find those fish, you get bit right away. Just set your leads back a little farther and speed it back up to 1.5. But instead of tearing all that down,